Prostitution is considered illegal, but it is still easily accessible in Indonesia. In Jakarta alone, there are over 13,000 sex workers, both female and transgender. Most prostitutes work in central Jakarta, though a large number work in other parts of the city. The Indonesian government has promised to criminalise the sex trade and permanently close the associated red light districts by 2019. Jakarta is the capital of the world's largest Muslim-populated nation. The national laws are still largely governed according to traditional Islamic Sharia law. Prostitution is no exception. The sex trade is accepted by authorities as being a crime against decency and morality. Despite this, it is widely practiced, tolerated, and even regulated in some areas. Jakarta's sex work phenomenon has caused concern within the Islamic community, leading to a proposed reform of the criminal code that governs premarital sex and therefore prostitution. In early 2018, leader of the conservative political party, the Family Love Alliance of Indonesia, Ivi Yanti, proposed the amendment of the criminal codes.
Fakta ini yang lebih mengkhawatirkan kami sebenarnya, gitu, karena kami pemohon, mewakili pemohon, dan saya juga kebetulan karena dari saya saya berprofesi sebagai advokat itu dari tahun 2000 ya, 99 tahun 99. Jadi kami sangat banyak menemukan kasus-kasus kesusilaan. Jadi kami banyak menangani kasus perkosaan, kasus perzinahan, kemudian kasus pencabulan. Jadi dengan fakta-fakta yang saya sendiri temukan, kemudian juga di antara para pemohon kami itu beberapa di antaranya, yang pertama itu Prof. Ais. Prof. Ais ini profesor di bidang ketahanan keluarga.
The proposed amendment enforces stricter punishment for those caught engaging in premarital sex. Sex outside the bond of marriage is absolutely forbidden in Islam, regardless of whether it is with a partner or with a prostitute. This is known as fornication or zina. If the proposed law is passed, premarital sex will become a crime punishable by the Indonesian court.
Kemudian dibunuh gitu. Di dalam Islam itu ketika ada perzinahan, kemudian ada kehamilan terjadi, maka si perempuan harus melahirkan anaknya dulu. Sampai dia lahir baru kemudian bisa diterapkan hukum rajam itu tadi. Tapi itu juga tidak seperti itu juga langsung dalam prakteknya. Rasulullah itu masih menyuruh perempuan ini untuk menyusui anaknya 2 tahun. Jadi habis dulu masa 2 tahun untuk menyusui, anaknya dapat hak untuk disusui, baru kemudian ketika dia datang lagi baru hukum rajam itu tadi dilaksanakan. Gitu. Jadi tidak otomatis ditemukan kemudian dia dirajam, tidak, dia juga disuruh bertobat gitu ya, karena dalam keyakinan Islam ketika dia bertobat dengan sungguh-sungguh kemudian dia menjalani hukuman yang memang ditetapkan oleh Allah untuk dia, maka dia mendapatkan surga gitu.
Leader Yanti says the purpose of the amendment is not to over-criminalise, but enforce stricter deterrence policies to control the growing prostitution problem in Indonesia. Despite the government's ongoing efforts, some contenders believe that the proposed criminalisation will have little effect. Lawyer Nalia Rizky Zakia says the current political focus on the sex trade is being used as a shield to distract the public from larger political problems. She believes that the upcoming federal election is the reason for the government's promise to crack down on the sex trade.
Moral issue is the easy and the cheapest issue for the political member to sell their to gain popularity, to gain us vote in the upcoming election. I think it's also happened in the 2014 election. And also in Governor Jakarta elections, when they use religion issues.
Demonising prostitutes and the sex trade resonates with the conservative Islamic voting party and builds momentum among supporters. Jakarta's Community Legal Aid Institute is concerned that the proposed criminalisation will create a system of blackmail and corruption.
Got trapped by their clients.
and the client is actually FPI members. Yeah, so they got trapped. It's FPI is Islamic Front, Indonesia Islamic Front. So they called this sex worker to come to the hotel, and then there they strip the sex worker and then record him, and then after that threat him, if you don't give us money, then we will share this video and we will report you to the police.
Traditionally, sex workers have met with customers in entertainment venues, special prostitution centres known as local asali, or even in the streets. While the government has vowed to crack down on the nationwide sex trade, locals believe that criminalising the industry will only make it less regulated and encourage an underground market. Twitter has become an advertising platform for prostitution. Online advertisement increases privacy and protection. The prostitute advertises her services using keywords or hashtags and leaves a contact number for clients to make bookings. Online forums change the dynamic of the industry. There is no longer a need for the workers to go out into the streets to meet clients or visit certain locations that have gained a reputation for facilitating prostitution. The emerging online environment is difficult for authorities to regulate.
At this stage, actually, the sex worker itself got a very low income. So this criminalization is not only make their income lower, but also will they will lose their job because of this criminalization.
However, criminalising the industry does not solve or even attempt to solve the various factors contributing to the rising phenomenon. Sex workers are often forced into the industry in an attempt to avoid poverty. Many workers drop out of school as young teenagers. 17-year-old Clara is a prostitute and has been a sex worker for 3 years.
Kalau menurut saya, kalau pemerintah melarang atau menutup salah satu pekerjaan itu, dia harus mencari solusi ya dari permasalahan itu. Artinya, kalau pemerintah menutup, artinya dia harus memberikan pekerjaan atau pelatihan-pelatihan seperti keterampilan.
Tuna Surino, head of the Indonesian Ministry of Social Affairs, says that it is not uncommon for mothers and wives to work as prostitutes. Mr. Surino says sex workers are often forced into the industry because they lack the skill sets and education required to work in other jobs.
Karena faktor ekonomi, suaminya pun mendukung menjadi wanita penjajah seks ya. Suaminya mengantar ke tempat lokasi-lokasi, sesudah istrinya melayani tamu, pemesannya. Suaminya nungguin di jalan, mungkin nungguin di lobi hotel. Itu sudah selesai, kembali ke rumah. Ada juga yang ada di jalan-jalan, di pinggir-pinggir jalan, dengan menjalankan seksnya di pinggir-pinggir jalan, di hotel, di losmen, di lokasi-lokasi yang memungkinkan untuk bisa bertransaksi pada para laki-laki yang berkeinginan untuk berhubungan seks.
The Indonesian Ministry of Social Affairs offer a rehabilitation facility for the country's sex workers. The centre in West Jakarta operates as a diversion program to rehabilitate sex workers so that they can return to their homes, to be godly, and to be functioning members of society.
Yang paling muda, yang paling tua umur 63. Mengapa yang 63 juga ada, yang 15 juga ada. Masing-masing punya komunitas penggemar masing-masing. Kalau yang usia 63 tahun, mungkin ada yang pelanggannya dari yang kelas ekonomi bawah, tukang becak, kuli bangunan, tapi juga ada yang anak-anak yang yang 63, karena ya kalau yang anak-anak itu hanya sebatas ingin tahu ya, penasaran seperti apa dengan tarif yang sangat murah sekali, karena hanya untuk mengetahui, mungkin hanya pengen tahu seperti apa, bayar 10.000, 5.000.
The former sex workers are trained in a variety of skills so that upon their return home they can still contribute financially. Skills may include tailoring, cleaning, cooking, food processing, salon or beautician work.
Di antara yang sudah keluarga, sudah punya suami, tapi juga ada yang tidak punya suami, sudah menjanda ya, itu juga sebagai tanggung jawab sebagai ibu rumah tangga, juga itu memenuhi kebutuhan dari keluarganya dan juga dari keluarga orang tuanya. Nah, usaha-usaha kita agar anak ini, PMI ini, WTS ini menjadi baik, menjadi kembali lagi ke masyarakat, kepada keluarga yang baik tadi, perlu dukungan dari suami, perlu dukungan dari keluarga. Nah, ini kita agar punya banyak dukungan dari keluarga, dari suami, dalam apabila pada waktu anak ini ada di sini PMI WTS ada waktu kita bina, kita selalu ada pertemuan, kita adakan pertemuan kepada orang tuanya, pada suaminya, kita undang dengan forum dari pertemuan orang tua dan keluarga, agar nanti sesudah kembali ke keluarga jangan sampai WTS ini kembali lagi menjadi WTS. Jadi suaminya juga harus menjadi suami yang bertanggung jawab, orang tuanya juga tanggung jawab, mengawasi, membina anaknya yang tadinya menjadi WTS.
Mr. Serino says that it is important to teach sex workers alternative paths so that they can gain a sense of fulfillment. He claims that this sense of fulfillment will mean that the reformed prostitutes are less likely to relapse and fall back into old habits. Although the Indonesian government does provide training opportunity in its former sex worker rehabilitation centre, the facility only has the capacity to support 160 former sex workers per year. In a city with over 13,000 prostitutes, the current government support systems are inadequate.
Pelatihan seperti keterampilan untuk mereka independen, selain yang biasanya mungkin mudah cari pelanggan, dia dapat uang banyak, ya mungkin ini akan awal-awal.
Under the new law, premarital sex will be criminalised and contraception will become strictly regulated. Orthodox Islamic belief explains that the purpose of sex is procreation. Therefore, sex should not require contraception. Despite this traditional position, the Islamic community does accept the use of contraception to prevent pregnancy within the boundaries of marriage. A couple will require a marriage certificate and official forms of identification to purchase condoms from a stockist. Opponent of the proposed law, Naru Asfa, claims that criminalising the purchase and education of contraceptives is a step backwards.
Didapatkan itu adalah kondom itu sendiri, dan kondom adalah satu-satunya alat kontrasepsi yang tidak hanya mencegah kehamilan tetapi juga mencegah sexuality transmitted disease. Jadi punya banyak sekali keunggulan sebenarnya, dan sangat disayangkan jika memang nantinya alat kontrasepsi ini dicegah gitu atau dibatasi pengenalannya atau penjualannya, karena tadi akan berimpact kepada banyak hal seperti perilaku seks yang berisiko misalnya, atau kehamilan tidak diinginkan, serta HIV/AIDS itu sendiri.
Ms. Asfa, president of Rumah Panda, an Indonesian forum for youth reproductive health, says she thinks that further restricting access to condoms and contraceptives will result in an influx of unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted infections. Additionally, unsafe sex practices can result in long-term health implications, including cancer and infertility in more extreme cases.
Dengan adanya pelarangan ini akan semakin banyak malah kasus-kasus yang terjadi, karena remaja itu sendiri punya istilahnya itu naluri, di mana pada saat mereka dikekang itu mereka akan lebih melanggar lagi, break the rules gitu. Jadi intinya jika memang ada peraturan itu, ditakutkan akan semakin banyak lagi kasus-kasus seks tadi.
Not-for-profit health organisations regularly run free information sessions for sex workers and pimps within their communities. The information sessions are known as socialisations. Socialisations provide a safe forum for sex workers to learn about and discuss safe sex. However, the proposed amendment would outlaw socialisations and information sessions for sex workers and the broader community. According to the proposal, anyone found illegally distributing contraceptives or offering safe sex education could also face jail time. Lecturer and head of the Social Welfare Department at Universitas Indonesia, Johanna Imelda, says that criminalising premarital sex and the sale of contraception is a step backwards in our contemporary society. Ms. Imelda explains that Indonesia's prostitution phenomenon is not something that can simply just be outlawed and expected to go away.
Dari jaringan prostitusi itu keluar bukan dalam arti bahwa mereka tidak boleh kembali ke rumahnya, mereka tidak boleh kembali ke keluarganya, mereka tidak boleh kembali ke masyarakat, bukan. Keluar artinya mereka sudah terjerat pada jaringan-jaringan seperti itu. Misalnya gini, prostitusi yang di kota, mereka dengan gampangnya kok pulang kampung, dengan gampangnya. Cuman ketika di kampung nggak ada pekerjaan untuk mereka yang bisa mendapatkan uang instan sebesar itu, dan keluarganya di kampung juga akan mengirim mereka kembali ke PIMS karena keluarganya terikat hutang-hutang dengan.
While she understands the government's motivation for wanting to preserve the country's traditional Islamic identity, Ms. Imelda says that the prostitution cycle is based on a supply and demand model. It would seem that irrespective of the law, for as long as there is a demand for sex work, there will always be a supply of sex workers. With this in mind, it is important to develop both legal and cultural frameworks to ensure the ongoing health and safety of the women of Indonesia and the community at large. Bonnie Radcliffe, UQ in Jakarta.